You're going to see the love of God. It's because he loved us so much that he made a provision before problem. That is very important. It will lead you that when you're taking any herbal medicine, you will remember the love of God revealed in creation. And this will fill your mind and heart with gratitude. And when you have that mind while you are taking any herb, the thanksgiving and gratitude will trigger the secretion of serotonin and dopamine in your brain. Just because you have a new perception of the herb, they have a corresponding body chemistry in your body. This is amazing. The unbeliever just see the herb as a medicine to say. He will not have that reaction in the body, that positive healing reaction. So when you perceive creation, you perceive the love of God, and you express gratitude. Number 3, I invite you to contemplate the greatest chemist in the whole universe, God himself. He has put the chemistry of every plant in such a specific way. And for every body part with a different herb, different composition, different nutrient, wow. And do you know more than 75% of the medicine you have out there in the pharmacy are first made from plant? Like even aspirin, it's made from willow bark, the white willow bark. Some of the chemo was first made from the taxol from the yew tree, Yew. It's a lot in Canada, in America. That was some of the first chemo they made it from the plant. A lot of medicine you see out there in pharmacy, it was first made from the plant, then they went and make the synthetic form of it. I think God should be given the only person that deserves any patent on anything, because he called everything into existence. So number 3, C, chemistry, balanced chemistry. The Father created the herb for the health of his children. Because a lot of people look at the herb as toxic. Oh, don't touch herb. Sometimes I'm baffled when people who didn't study herb will give a recommendation about herb. Oh, don't touch it. It can be poison. It can hurt you. He didn't study any herb. Be intellectually honest. I won't play a doctor because I'm not a doctor. I'm a master herbalist. I study herb. I am in the herb for the last 23 years. I can talk about herb. So when I see herb, I am astonished. Do you know they make a battery for car using only herbs? That's how powerful herb can be. You can use herb for surgery. The herb can cut through the flesh. It's a lot of stuff in a herb you're gonna discover. You will be amazed how much of divine power is displayed. So number 3, you're going to see the greatest wisdom ever, the greatest chemist, God himself. Number 4, God says in Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, that he wants his herb to be our food, the herb and the seeds. So when you see all the herb around, you should see medicine, you should see love of God, creation, you should see chemistry properly put together, you should see number 4, abundant food. Oh, we know there was there's a lady from think Utah somewhere. Yeah, I think so. Utah or Colorado. She opened a restaurant and using mostly wild food. Think she will go in nature and harvest and come and prep it and for people to buy it. All you need to do is to have a new perception. That's it. You have a lot of Adventists in country land. They have a lot of country land that have a lot of herb in it. So they see herb that's bothering them. So they gotta go buy expensive equipment to cut them down. And you gotta grow back, cut it down again, or spray with chemicals. Then you can transform this herb into tonic, into soap, into lotion, into herbal medicine, into herbal soap, into herbal charcoal, into so much stuff, even into fertilizer, into so much. But when your perception is limited and numb, then you only see a problem. But when your perception is open, you see a lot of food, you see medicine, you see business actually, because from the land you can make so much stuff for business. So number 4, you have to see business there. No, that's number 5, right? You have to see business, that there's enough provision right here. If you can make herbal formulas, herbal medicine, a lot of stuff for the market, herbal soap, herbal lotion, like there's so much to make from your land. But many have a lot of acreage and paying expensive tax on it, but not profiting anything from it because of maybe ignorance and wrong perception. There's a plant here in America called Japanese knotweed. It's the most concentrated plant in resveratrol. Anyone you ever buy, you never have a chance to buy resveratrol, it's extremely expensive. It's one of the best anti-aging medicine out there. But Jamaica, how you call it, Japanese knotweed is very concentrated in that. But most of the people don't know. So they will go buy a Roundup or any herbicide and spray. They want to kill it. Grow by the killer again, grow by killer again. That's a huge business right there. So I am saying, I'm repeating myself from last week. This is very crucial as we are coming into the training we are going to offer for the next 3 months, that your perception of herb need to change, of food need to change, of a lot of stuff. We do not want to approach herbology like people in the world. We want to see the herb as God sees them, as God has provided them for us. It's very, very crucial to see it that way. It changed everything. So from today, when you're driving to work, you're seeing the trees and the grass and everything. Please let all these things go through your mind. Creation, the love of God, God, a great chemist, see food in abundance, see business, see like way beyond the regular eye. That means your perception have been changed. And that is very crucial. The instant your perception is changed, then that will lead you to action. So you can eat the food, you can eat the wild herbs, wild rice, wild a lot of grain are wild, a lot of roots. You will not be afraid of end time because you know God have abundance food out there. And then from the perception, you will love to discover the depth of God chemistry. You see, you will not be lazy about it because you want to discover the work of the chemist. Are you hearing me? You will study the herb with such a passion. You want to discover the depths of the great chemist, his work, God Almighty, the way he put herb and the compound, the chemistry, everything together. This will move you to read a lot of herbal book, a lot of herbology books. It will be so sweet. Otherwise, if you don't correct that perception right, it's gonna be very like a burden. Reading the books, don't really understand them, you get discouraged and give up because your perception is not correct. But if you want to discover the great chemist's work, then guess what? Oh, it becomes delightful to learn herbology. You become so curious. You want to discover the depths of the work of your Father, your loving Father, Almighty God. Herbology will become something so delightful. And that is what I'm inviting you for. So, next thing to look at is chemical affinity, if I can say so. Chemical affinity, what do I mean by that? When God was creating the herb, he created this herb that it will have a corresponding chemistry with our body. Remember, we are made from the soil, and the herb, God commanded the herb to grow from the same soil. And God created a herb that they will have a corresponding chemistry with our body. And these help us to see there's some kind of complementary design between the herb and the human. That when we take it in, it really balances our whole system, our blood, our lymphatic system. It cleanses our organ, detox, and start really nourishing. You will start looking at herb differently. They will become a blessing. They will become such a precious things in your hand. You won't see them as the same enemy. And then you're going to be using herb with gratitude, cleanse yourself, detox yourself, because you know that's divine provision. This God provision, because he knew we are going to choose sin and be sick. So with that perception we have, then we can look a little deeper in the chemistry and see what this herb can do. So we started last week. Let's share a little more this evening or this afternoon and discover much more what God has for us in store. Let us discover a little bit of chemistry, okay? The chemistry of our Father God Almighty. Oh Lord, your God is so wonderful if we just choose to explore his provisions. Life should be so simple. Human beings should live whole life without being sick if we just delight to discover divine provision. Yes, it should be something normal. All right. So let me share this with you quickly. We're going to explore a little bit. Divine design. So essential herb for family health. If we have a chance, we will see if we can touch some of the things you can have in your family medicine kit. So Genesis 1:29, we did talk about that already. And Isaiah 38, verse 21, for Isaiah has said, let them take a lump of fig and lay it for a plaster upon the boil, and he shall recover. Divine power is the very power that will heal. If Isaiah has just laid his hand and pray and the sick get healed, it's by divine power. It's the same power of God that has created the fig, and God gave instruction to the prophet. Recommend the herb, the lump of fig. Those of you that will be studying into level 2 this year, we are dealing with some breast cancer. You will see that when you combine the fig with some specific medicines, and you make a poultice on breast cancer, you'll be surprised what God can do. You will be surprised. The combination of fig, you have sugar there that the cancer want to feed on. And then we add some strong cancer medicine to it. You can use things like bloodroot to operate and to remove breast cancer from the breast. Many are alive today based on divine directions. So may we also see that the same power that will heal you is the same power that created a herb to heal you. Same thing. It's very crucial because some of us, we have so much faith that we can pray and fast, but we don't have the faith to obey. So the very power that created fig to be a medicine is the same power that can heal the sick. and it's very, very important to look like that. So our perception continue. All right. So we're gonna share with you a little bit here. Last week, we suggest the easy way to understand herbology. Learn the herb from the head to toe. Okay, just know 4 herbs. Just 4, that will be good enough to start with as a beginner. So for your hair and your scalp, use stinging nettle, horsetail, sage, and oregano oil. The oregano oil will heal the scalp from any kind of infection, bacteria, whatever you have there. Stinging nettle, horsetail, they have a lot of silica to help them to nourish, same as sage. Number 2, brain and nervous system. Valerian root, hops, lavender, and skullcap. This really nourish your nerve. Number 3, for the eye. For the eye, we have eye bright, bayberry, bilberry, prodigiosa. Number 4, for sinus right here. All of this area. You have horseradish, garlic, prodigiosa, cayenne. And then we come down to the thyroid right here. You have lobelia, bugleweed, dandelion, and simals. And then we talk about the mouth, your teeth, and the tongue. You have the herb called myrrh gum, comfrey, slippery elm, and golden seal. Number 7, the lungs and respiratory right here. Respiratory system, sorry. We have herbs that we call, no. We have mullein. Mullein, we have prodigiosa, cayenne, horseradish, elderberry. And then number 8, heart. You have hawthorn, lily of the valley, chickweed, and cayenne. Number 9, arteries and veins. You have cayenne, ginger, white willow bark, chaga from the beech tree, and much more also comfrey. If you have varicose vein, comfrey extract plus DMSO and castor oil applied on that. Plus, you change your diet and lifestyle. You'll be so surprised what you can do in the next few weeks. Number 10, blood. So we need yellow duck root, dandelion root, red clover, sarsaparilla root to help you to cleanse the blood properly. The lymphatic system. You have a cleaver, chaparral, red clover, yellow duck. The stomach, slippery elm, yarrow, marshmallow, and ginger. Liver, blaster cell, dandelion, yellow duck, red clover. Pancreas, bitter melon, prodigiosa, wereke, and gymnema sylvester. Small intestine, we have slippery elm, cayenne, marshmallow, and licorice root. Colon, cascara sagrada, senna, turkey rhubarb, and mandrake. The bone and skeleton system, we have comfrey, white willow bark, stinging nettle, horsetail, and bamboo. Endocrinal system, we're talking about the hormone, merlin, lobelia, blue cohort, chaga, and more. Reproductive system, your hemby, this is for much more for men. Your hemby, sarsaparilla, chaga, and damiana. Men, you're having prostate issue, you're having enlarged prostate, you're having erectile dysfunction. We have more than 20 herbs for you in the class. You can reverse any of these conditions with a proper diet, change your lifestyle, and the herb and obedience. Number 20, you have your immune system. So elderberry, chaparral, poke, and dandelion will really boost your immune system. Right? 21, kidneys. You have stonebreaker, hydrangea, bladder stinging nettle, seed, and it's continued. So that's how we encourage you to study the herb from the head to toe, with every single organ. We just mentioned a few here. In the class, you're going to go in a lot of detail. You're going to study 100 formulas and 100 herbs. So those who subscribe from today, you're going to send you the 100 herbs to start working with. It's a Word document of 51 pages, and you can start from now because it's a lot of work. Does not mean that it's not possible. Okay, you just need to apply yourself a little bit, some discipline, you're going to be okay. So when we start discovering this herb per organ, This helps you to do research easily. You can get books and anything. You already have in mind a right perception, a simple way of studying the herb, and now the reading of the book becomes easy because the Bible says knowledge is easy for he that understands. If you do not understand any subject, reading a book on that subject is like a punishment. It's very difficult. Knowledge is easy for he that understand. It's a Bible verse that I love so much. Maybe we can share it. Knowledge is easy for he that understandeth. Proverbs 14, verse 6 read, a scorner seek wisdom and find it not, but knowledge is easy unto him that understand. So in the training, we're going to offer you a lot of understanding. Because information nowadays all is in your phone. Every information you need. When I started Herbology, I didn't have any YouTube around. 2002? Even a little more, a little before that. There was no YouTube around. We are very limited. You go on in the field and you really touch the herb, the bark, the tree, the roots, everything. We make these medicines. It's amazing actually, because we don't have all the luxury we have today. That anywhere you are today, you can learn anything. And we should not complain, but just learn. Amen. So it will help you. So when you are dealing with the herb, we encourage you go this way. Think about cleansing, detoxing, nourishing, and regenerating. That's how you're going to study herb. You don't just take herb like that. It's not good. You have to balance everything right. You're taking herb for cleansing, detox, taking also food, very concentrated or supplement that will help, and then extra supplement for regeneration. That's how you really balance a proper way, because God created herb and created food and created all the fruit, all the berries, everything, all should be taken. So that balance need to follow carefully. Am I making sense? It's crucial. Don't engage in just drinking herbal tea. It's not good. It's not enough. While you are taking the herbal tea, you put a lot of work on your organ to really detox and relieve toxins. At the same time, you got to feed this organ with very good mineral, very good amino acid, very good vitamins, and all of this. It has to be very balanced thing. And when you're going to learn how to make formulas, you're going to think about how to make it bioavailable, how to create synergistic action with other cofactors. So for example, if I'm using herbs that are concentrated in iron, I'm going to add a little vitamin C to, like lemon juice. Lemon juice make the iron much bioavailable. If you have thyroid issue and I make a formula for thyroid, I will make sure that I put something there that will have iodine in it, like sea moss. The same sea moss is also providing about 92 minerals to help other organs. And then I also need to look at the other organ that work with the thyroid, like the liver. The liver is responsible for the conversion of 60% of your T4 into T3. So you are looking at the synergistic actions with the other organ, and they're going to help you now to start making formula in a very good way. I will see you next month, God willing, to go in detail about how you do these things. So you got to study the anatomy and physiology of the sick organ to understand how much iron played a role in the body, because we cannot function without oxygen. Oxygen is our first nutrient. And then next one is dosage. Here, I want to call your attention, please. Most of the books are controlled by the FDA, where they recommend you to take 2 capsules or 3 capsules or 1 teaspoon. You will not have a result. I'm sorry. That's what they say. Natural remedy doesn't work because the dosage are controlled. If anybody have a knee issue, your knees are wear out, and I need to regenerate that knees, I'm going to use comfrey, white willow bark, stinging nettle, marshmallow root, a lot of stuff. I'm not going to use 2 capsules. I'm going to give you at least up to 40, 50 a day. And then food, going to make food that are very rich to help your bones and your cartilage. I will make collagen drink for you to start regenerating quickly. Make mineral formula that will have a silica in it from diatomaceous earth, a lot of mineral from sea moss, and bring a whole thing, but it had to be high dose. But in the beginning, you don't administer high dose, you administer small dose, and you build up. So if the first day I start with 5 capsules, the next day can go to 10 if you can handle it, and we build up 15 and 20, and then 25, 30, up until we get the level we want it to be. You cannot really enjoy the blessing in the herb, the use of herb and any natural remedies if you will not be very accurate with the dosage. And the book are not designed to help you for that. Do you hear me? You follow instruction in the book, you're not going anywhere. Sorry. It's purposely designed to give indication that will not help people. It's purposely designed. And you got to understand that and do better. Amen. All right, let's continue. So let's see how God has made some chemistry here as we did last time. We want to make a very simple laxative. Cascara sagrada, 1 teaspoon. Senna, half of teaspoon. Prodigiosa, half. Cayenne, 1/4 and 1/8 for the ginger. Why did this kind of proportion? The study has shown that when they kill the animal and they remove the colon, they inject Cascara sagrada tea, and the colon start moving. They did the same thing with Senna. Instead of the colon moving, the muscle of the colon stretch. So we see that they have a different action, okay, different effect on the organ. So the cascara work on the nerve of the colon, okay, because the nerve is that help the colon to have the peristaltic movement to move the waste. But the senna is very cathartic. It loses the muscle of the colon. And more than that, it creates osmotic effect, bringing much fluid into the colon. Now, if you take equal part of senna, that means a little bit too much of senna. It can give you stomach ache. So imagine you make a medicine for people and they take your laxative or colon cleanse, and the person have a serious stomach ache. Do you think they're going to recommend that to anybody? No, because you put too much of senna into it. So understanding the herb and how to make herbal compound, herbal formulas is a pure science. You don't just mix herb like that. No, absolutely not. That's why you need a class for to explain how you do it. If we're going to study with you 100 formulas and explain how you make herbal formulas, you're going to learn, okay? So now we add a half of teaspoon of prodigiosa. Why? Prodigiosa will play a specific role. It will dissolve mucus. The mucus like build up in your colon. This herb will melt these things. Cayenne and ginger will tonify the colon. You put in a nice formula like this. That is how we are discovering, you see, divine chemistry. Now, after you take this laxative, you need more fiber, because fiber that help to sweep, okay, the wall of the colon. That's how you have a complete colon cleanse. But I suggest to put a fiber in a colon detox instead. Many colon cleanse you're going to find out there in the stores, they mix cascara, senna, a lot of stuff, and add fiber to it directly. Yes, it's good, but for me, it's very limited. Why? There's a lot of toxin you need to remove from the body. So I prefer to make detox formula separate. So use formula number 8, for example, this one, slippery elm. Let's even use the number 9. 3 power psyllium husk, diatomaceous earth, buggleweed leaves, plantain leaf, activated charcoal, bentonite clay, and humic. This will remove heavy metal from your system. Humic is able to even remove the Agent Orange, able to remove even somebody who have taken chemo for 6 months and want to choose an alternative way. It's one of the best to detox the chemo from the body. Very much well. We have so much toxin in our body. So when you take something, you go to the bathroom, do a little bit. More than that, your liver might dump toxin in your duodenum. If you don't take anything to bind this toxin, what's going to happen? You are going to reabsorb the toxin back in the bloodstream. That's what makes a lot of people feel very sick when they are doing a cleanse and detox program. You do not just cleanse. Wrong. It can send you to emergency room. Some people might be passing stone. And if you don't take proper balanced herb, that can send you to the emergency room for surgery. So it's a very crucial that we do things properly. Do the cleanse and detox. When you take the laxative, is the first formula, but they're going to cleanse you, then take the detox in the next 15 or 20 minutes. That's good enough. And you're going to work in synergy to cleanse and detox. And while you are doing it, you actually also nourish the body at the same time. You can make smoothies that are very rich. You can make smoothies, put sea moss and a lot of marine phytoplankton, vitamin C, seed like hemp seed or chia seed or pumpkin seed, and add enzyme. All of this, they can bring a lot of nutrition and then also help for regeneration. You start doing something that's very balanced. So we do not encourage anyone to medicate herbs. Somebody say, I'm constipated. Oh, just take cascara and senna and this and that. No. What do we do? Look at it. We say right here, good hydration, rich food in fiber, digestive work, enzyme-rich food, and much more is highly recommended in addition to the use of the following formula. See? So you're going to ask your person, the person, whatever need help, are you drinking water properly? Are you properly hydrated? Most of the time it's no. Are you drinking coffee? Yeah, coffee dehydrates you. It leads to constipation a whole lot. Yeah. Are you stressed out? Are you sleeping well? I'm not sleeping well, I'm stressed. Okay, stress also leads to a whole lot of constipation too. Is your food, rich in fiber? Not really. Refined food. Are you having digestive work after every meal? No, I'm actually working and eating. So sitting down, working on the computer and eating food. The next one is your food rich in enzyme? No, all are cooked and free from enzyme. So these are the things that educate your patient that constipation does not just happen. You help them to understand the cause, start correcting the cause, then the herb just come as help with food, and many reform needed to be done. So we do not encourage medication of herb. Absolutely not. We want the herb to be used as a mean the way God designed them to be, as food, as medicine, but we encourage much more obedience to God. Because all the problem we are having is from what? Disobedience. So we cannot just take herb or take any medicine to, substitute obedience. Now, the herb help you a little bit. The obedience is the main thing. Now, this is just for how you can take care of colon. Now you can go much more. Okay, doing much for the colon, nourish the colon, irrigate the colon if it's necessary. Take more probiotic and prebiotic. There's so much things to do. It depends on how and what you are dealing with. So this is what we are going to do for almost every organ, for your brain, for your heart, for your lungs, for your kidneys, for every organ from your head to toe. That's how you're going to learn herbal formulas. And we're going to teach you, we're going to send you a video how you mix the herb. We give it a proportion. And you are going to make your own herbal medicine. During the 3 months, you are going to be your own doctor, if I can say that, but not in that way. I mean, whatever you learn, you're going to apply on yourself, even on family members and friends. Because today, knowledge is available everywhere. The understanding is what you're looking for. So we want you to understand and experience what you learn. You can read from the book, Miss Cascara and Senna, and take it. Great. But if you take equal part, you have stomach ache, what happened? You have a serious experience now. You see? So we want you to experience whatever you are learning. Because at the end, we want you to practice that. We want you to become a blessing to your friends, your family, and everyone. We want you to have a practical knowledge, not just head knowledge. Head knowledge you're going to forget next 6 months. So in the training, we require from you to make herbal medicine, and we guide you. We send you video showing you every step what to do. Okay? So you're going to put yourself, we're going to guide you to have cleanse, detox, nourish, and regeneration program. So the very first month, you learn a whole lot of things about herbology, about food, about everything. From the second and the third month, you're going to apply things on yourself. And a lot of people did it. Some of the people before the class finished, they reversed their diabetes. It was a sister that did it last year like this. She take everything seriously. At the end, she testified he's free from medication. We don't ask you to get yourself off medication. You work with your doctor, and your doctor realize that you don't need medication anymore and take it off, okay? So just to let you know how much the class is not about just teaching, learning something. We want you to experience things. We want you to cleanse, the detox, to reverse your high blood pressure condition, to reverse your thyroid issue, whatever it is. We want you to learn and apply and experience. That is what we are inviting you for. Inviting you to experience the love of God, God provision, experience divine power in the herb He have created. It's an amazing journey I'm inviting you for. And more than this, it's not just about herbology. We look at emotional healing a whole lot. Why? If I have a dysfunctional marriage life, every day I'm stressed out, what's the hell you going to give me? Any herbal tea that if I drink it down, my relationship with wife will be just good. Everything goes smooth. My stress level disappear. Anybody have any herbal tea like that? I would like to learn. Or diet. You have a serious emotional issue, dysfunctional marriage life, they will recommend you plant-based diet and they will be fixed? I don't think so. So we put a whole seminar on family that is based on the marriage of the Lamb, based on character, where the husband will choose to be humble like Christ, to be patient like Christ, and the wife will choose to be the same way. And when a husband humbles himself, a wife humbles herself, and both submit to the divine transforming power, then it just take a few weeks or months, we're going to have a brand new couple. If we introduce that principle in the mind and let divine power work with that. John was called the son of thunder. His temper was so much that it was compared to thunder. But when he went through the process of divine transformation, at the end, he became a meek, very meek son of God. Look at Moses. And that temper of that anger, he killed someone. But later on, he became what? The meekest person on earth. These are the true healing that no herb, no diet can fix. We are so miserable because of the way we handle daily problem. We need to learn to rest in God, in obedience, go in prayer and trust His wisdom. Don't try to fix everything. Ask Him for wisdom. He will guide you. In every situation, Christ commit himself to the Father in prayer. In every situation, when you insult Christ, he start praying in his mind and heart. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 20 to 23. When you revile against again. When you threaten not, but commit himself to the Father. That is what the Bible says. Do you live like that? When your spouse gets on your nerve, do you get in prayer? Or you start fighting back. From a little problem, we create a big problem. We won't talk for the next whole week. These are deep sickness. It's an emotional sickness. It's a mental, it's a spiritual. And we're going to spend time to go in detail about these things. So it's not just about the herbology now. And also the thinking, our mental, the way we think about ourselves. We are very wrong. Let me give you an example. Peter thinks that he's a fisherman because he's a product of four entities. He's himself, Well, let's start with his parent. It's a religious system. Number three, his society, and number four, himself. So number one, the parent. Number two, religious system. Number three, society. Number four, himself. These four entities produce just a fisherman. And Peter believed that he's a fisherman. If he never met Christ, he will die fisherman. He will die as a fisherman. But the very moment he met Christ and submit to Christ, guess what happened? He transitioned from a fisherman into the great apostle of God. That means there was complete rewiring of the brain, the complete renewing of the person. That is healing. You become exactly what I call God's version of yourself. Many of us, we are sick like that. We are broken. It's time to find God's version of yourself. And no diet, no herb can do that. You got to go through the understanding of God's vision and purpose for your existence. God called Jeremiah to be a prophet. He could refuse and choose to be a carpenter. God will respect that. He would never experience the fullness of what God wants him to be. So many, we are very much deviated from divine design. We live in a life that's not godly. God wants us back. He wants to redirect our life. He wants to redirect our marriage life. He wants to really recreate us. And these are the deep things that we focus on in the class. We call that the healing of the broken image of God in man. You will love that, I promise you. You will see yourself through the eyes of God. You will realize that what you thought you are is not what God thinks you are. If you take the case of Jeremiah, he was first in the mind of God because God said he knew him before he was formed in his mother's womb. So where he have been? Have been in God's mind. Then Jeremiah father and mother, they fulfill the thought of God. Then Jeremiah was born, but in the belly, God baked and woven in Jeremiah all the gift and talent he needed to be a prophet. That's what happened to you. But the very moment you are born, you are trapped in a society. And then you are handed over to educational system that don't know God's will for your life. And they completely deviate your life. We are many, we're doing a job we don't like just to make a little money to pay the bill. They never feel fulfilled. It's time to experience exactly what God has made you to be. Living for God's glory. Oh God, people, you are amazing beings. Have no idea who you are. You are wonderful made. God designed you that at the end, Revelation 3:21, we will sit in the throne of God. So there's a need for our change. So these are a deep part of the training, complete healing. So not just herbology, not just family. We want our whole being to change, the way we think of ourselves. We are so broken that everything we do, we want to please people. Nobody desires your existence, not even yourself. God did. He's the only one you should choose to please. We are many. We feel insecure because people don't approve or appreciate. We are craving for validation. No, you are just complete and perfect. Many of us look in the mirror and we don't like who we are. That's a sickness. You are sick. You are wonderfully made. You are complete. But you look at yourself, you don't like what God has made. That's a mental sickness, something spiritual sickness. You gotta see yourself the way God sees you. It's a very important way to see yourself and see life. So we are going to stop here for this evening. I would like to say that we have a whole more to offer you for the 3 months. Just come and testify for yourself. All right? So may God be with you. May you start seeing your life through the eyes of God. May you start healing right now, knowing that no matter how many people hate you, you might not have a love in your marriage life. All right. But if you turn around, there's a lot of love flowing on the cross. Instead of feeding on the hatred of spouse, hatred of people, friends, there is a lot of love flowing from the cross and much more from the most holy place. Christ is in the most holy place, preparing a place for you. He's right there on this day of invitation, judgment, and atonement to cleanse you, to purify you, to make you ready for the marriage of the Lamb. You are loved. And Christ wants you to experience Revelation 19, verse 7 to 9, the marriage of the Lamb. So don't worry if a human being don't love you that much. None of them died for you. Christ did. He proved his love. So let this start really getting into it. Let's learn to be grateful every day. And when you are grateful and full of thanksgiving and feeling loved, oh my goodness, all the abuse you went through in life will start to disappear. It's going to melt away. If you will just rejoice because your name is written in the book of life, think about it. Christ said, rejoice because your name are written in the book of life. Luke chapter 10, verse 20. When you rejoice, you release endorphin and oxytocin. So the way when we start perceiving and understanding the love of God and divine provision, and every day we are thankful. When you express thanksgiving, you release dopamine, serotonin, all of these things. So we can start experiencing a whole new life. And this is what I'm inviting you for. Plus the herb to cleanse, to detox, plus the food, plus lifestyle, plus the change of thinking. I want you to experience this yourself. All right. So I'm going to stop right here because time is over. And then we're going to take few questions. But before we get there, I will invite Sister Rhonda to put a flyer for us again so that people will have, those who are new this evening can see what we are suggesting for the training to come. Thank you so much for your time. May the Lord bless you again. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. And for those of you who were asking me in the chat about the registration, if you're a new student, yes, you need to go ahead and click on the link that I put there. Okay. If you even signed up just for the Bible training and you have an account on the student portal, you do not need to create another account. You just send an email with the contact form that I sent. So you click on that, send your interest to register for the class because you're already in the system. You're already a part of the Fourth Angel Movement student body. So you have an account already. If you have never signed up on the website, you will need to sign up on the website. And that means you go to the link for the new students. Okay. So for those of you on YouTube, if you'd like to join the Q&A section, I'd advise you to, if you're able to, please join us on the Zoom platform so that you can benefit from the Q&A section that is about to begin. So we are
Try
about
to
to
share the flyer with us, please, sister.
Yes, Pastor. We are about to begin our Q&A for this section.
Let them see the flyer first. Maybe we'll have quick things to explain. Then we go for the Q&A. So this is the flyer. You will see the day we're going to meet, Tuesday and Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. If you miss any class, all the classes are recorded, all the PowerPoint available for you because we are very aware that with the work and all the schedule around family, it's not always easy to be in the class in person. So we made a provision for it that you will not miss anything at all. Okay. So that's one. Second, the donation is $500. I can tell you for this class, it's absolutely a donation. 2020 was 1,200, 1,200 in 2020. Okay. And then later on, we cut it down to 9. Now we cut it down to 5. And for the 5, we still have for you a plan. You can do it 2 times or 3 times. So make it very, very easy and very doable. All right. And also, every month we do cleanse and detox because we want you to experience what you're learning. Do 3 days of cleanse and detox during the fast. So you're going to make your own medicine and take them. And by God's grace, you're going to experience something great. All right. So if you subscribe on our website, we want you to confirm your subscription with your donation. And from today, if you do that, we'll send you the 100 herbs that you can start working with them. Okay. So, Rhoda, do I miss anything so far?
No, Pastor, you didn't miss anything.
Okay. So, anybody have any quick question on the flyer before we turn out? All right. I don't see any questions. So, let's switch to the question and answer section.
Hannah, you may go ahead. Did you have a question?
Yes, regarding the donation. What program do you use from Canada? Do you do MoneyGram? Because there is no of the US plans here. How do you receive?
Yes, we do use a MoneyGram, Western Union, and a PayPal, even a RIA. We do RIA also from wherever you are. So that's not difficult. So if you don't have Zelle or Cash App or PayPal, you can use MoneyGram. You can use Western Union. You can use RIA. Just let us know and we'll see what can work for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.